So, in a recent episode of his podcast, Joe Rogan said that playing video games is a waste of time, because when you play video games, you don't get anywhere. Now, this statement is likely to make a lot of people mad. No one wants to be told that something they enjoy lacks value. Unfortunately, Joe is right. Video games are a waste of time, for many people. One reason is that, like any activity, games can be played to the point where they negatively affect your health, relationships, and happiness. Another reason is that some games are a waste of time, because they're bad. And of course, some games also waste your time deliberately. But I think we can still be critical of this claim. For a start, we can ask what it means for video games to waste time. What should people be doing instead? Well, when people talk about getting somewhere, they usually mean something related to school, a job, a career, property ownership, status, wealth, and so on. This is often the implication behind imperatives to do something with your life, to be someone, and to stop wasting time. But we know that these ends don't guarantee happiness or a sense of meaning, and striving to achieve them often means years, if not an entire lifetime, spent in stagnant, unstimulating, and insecure endeavors. Basically, the effort-reward structure for many of the activities required for getting somewhere are unclear or irrational, and the rewards themselves are abstract, distant, and very often unlikely to be achieved. So this is why many people choose to spend their time playing video games. Games offer creative expression, skill mastery, status, and competition, all in more immediate, predictable, and measurable ways. But let's say you give up the gaming and you actually get somewhere. Is the sacrifice worth it? Eventually, the glow of achievement fades, climbing the mountain becomes a memory if you're lucky, and then one day you die and nothing is left of you or your so-called achievements. Recognizing that ultimately nothing in life really gets us anywhere provides us with some subjective reasons for favoring a different set of values, one that prioritizes living in and enjoying the moment, partaking in the arts, enjoying time with friends, and playing. We do many of these things already, things that are just as much a waste of time as computer games, and yet we don't treat them as such. I mean, listening to music is great and all, but does it really get you anywhere? And yet, for all these worthwhile distractions, many of us are still stuck in the rat race. Others, however, choose to drop out, retreating to live lives of relative poverty and isolation, trading ordinary relationships and associations for ones with fellow initiates, regimented by their own internal structures of status and advancement. These individuals are encouraged to take joy in simple, repetitive, and even arduous acts which, for them, are a form of meditative practice. But gaming may not just be a form of escape to a world of different values. It may be the only source of value left once all others are exhausted. The philosopher Bernard Suits argued that if we lived in a utopia, with every possible need or desire met, then the only thing left would be to set ourselves arbitrary challenges and then strive to overcome them. In other words, we would play games. We would value the challenges of games for their own sake, not because they got us somewhere. And once getting somewhere is no longer an option, then games might be all that's left. In other words, maybe games are the meaning of life.